Hey team, good morning. It's DJ Janakis. I'm bringing you your WOD video for today. And I want to talk to you a little bit about sustaining, creating, and advancing momentum. And Marissa had a birthday party on Saturday, and we had a little fire out back in the fire pit. And I was thinking that when we create, sustain, and advance momentum, that it's just like when we start a fire. And you hear the term all the time that people are on fire, and it really just means that they are creating, sustaining, and advancing that momentum that they have in their business. And the same elements that go into creating a fire are the same elements that go into creating our business. So in a fire, if you're not familiar with what it takes to create a fire, you have to have a fuel source, you have to have oxygen, and you have to have a spark. So there are three distinct things that you need for that, and it's the same thing with your business when we're creating momentum. See, if you're not the spark, if you're not going to be that person who gets out there and is a spark and is a light in somebody's life, then they're not going to see this opportunity for what it is. And then the second thing is the fuel. And the people that you're talking to and it takes people to create the business and really build it to be the way that we want it to. And then the last thing is the oxygen. And I was having a little bit just kind of understanding the way that oxygen works. What it does is it breathes life into the fire. And that's really what it does. So that's what your mentor or your upline Ruby or national leadership team member is to the mix, because you're the spark that's going to ignite the flame of that fire. But if you have a spark but no fuel, then you don't have a fire. And if you have fuel but you don't have any spark, then you're also not going to have fire. But if you have spark and fuel but no oxygen, then that fire is never going to take off and ignite. So the way that we do that is you're the spark. Go out and get the fuel. Light that person up and then introduce them to the success system, meaning your upline Ruby or NLT team member via three-way phone call, 2-on-1, a mixer, and just allow that person and your leader, your mentor, to breathe life into that new fuel that you just added into your fire. And really, I just got to thinking about how do we keep a fire going? And it's the same way that we do it in our business, is we add more fuel to the fire. I've heard it said many times that the way that this business works is he who has the most advisors wins. So if you only have one advisor, then you have to go and get another advisor. If you can get one, you can get two. If you can get two, you can get three, and so on. And it's the same way with adding fuel to your fire. If you want your business to grow, then we got to put more fuel in there. And your spark, you're the spark. So you are the person that starts that whole thing. So you start it all. And then advancing that momentum, really, we just got to keep adding fuel into the fire. And there's so many of you champions out there who are doing exactly that. But the thing is when we don't add more fuel into the fire, eventually that fire will burn out because there's no more fuel left. So we have to constantly be going out and getting out into the marketplace. We got to go out and, care enough about people to show them what's happening here in Advocare and introduce them to your upline Ruby or NLT member. And what that's going to do is it's going to breathe that fresh air and ignite the flame. It's going to allow you to focus on the very basic things that you need to do on a day in and day out basis. Marissa and I are constantly talking to new people. We're always trying to introduce more fuel into our fire because our fire needs to be really big to achieve our purpose. And we're going to go out there and we're going to talk to as many people as necessary until that fire becomes big enough to fulfill our purpose. So just remember, you're the spark. Go out and find the fuel and then get the oxygen on that so you can complete that fire and fan the flame. Y'all are champions. Have a great day. Close the period strong and get to work.